Hello boys, welcome to the Bullshit Rating, a series where I go through transfer rumours and I rate them how much bullshit I think they are. Highest ratings being the most bullshit, the least likely to happen, and the lowest rating I give it, meaning I think it is likely to happen. And this series got a good response last transfer window, so I am doing it again. If you're not into these sort of videos, try not to give me too much hate, just don't watch them. I'll try and make it quite clear in the title that these are real life football videos, if you're here solely for Football Manager videos. But to start, let's have a look at Southampton. A lot of players rumoured to leave Southampton. I'm going to start off here with the boy. The guy is impressed for England, I think. He's looked quite impressive. Adam Lallana. I'm looking forward to seeing him in a Liverpool shirt, because that is where he is rumoured to go. However, although people think it's a done and dusted deal, I've given this 3 out of 10 for bullshit. I think it is likely, but it is not done and dusted yet. Far from it. I still think Tottenham can come in and nick this deal from Liverpool, you know. They're much more happy to spend big amounts of money on unproven players, whereas Liverpool are a bit more financially sensible, you may say, or maybe a bit too stingy. That's your decision to make. So I do think Tottenham can come along and steal this one from Liverpool, from right under their noses. Another big player, though, who is rumoured to go, and I think this one is very, very likely. I think it's almost pretty much a done deal. Luke Shaw. Rumoured to go to United. I've got that as a 0.1 out of 10. I think that is pretty much a done deal completely. He's announced his intention to go to United. United have announced their intention of signing him. United will throw a lot of money at this boy, and that's money Southampton will not want to throw away. Maybe Southampton might drag this on until after the World Cup, but in my opinion, I don't think Shaw will have a very good World Cup. Shoot me down. I think he looks a bit shaky against Ecuador, but I think Southampton will leave it till after the World Cup, hoping that his value will be bumped up a bit. But Southampton can't turn around that money. United are talking about spending over 25 million on this boy, 30 million even, and Southampton need that money. And it's not a bad deal for Southampton. People are going on about it's going to ruin Southampton. Teams like Southampton come in and they just lose all their players to big teams. It's a good thing for Southampton because they can reinvest this money on multiple players. £30 million, they can go out and buy 4 decent players, very, very strong Premier League standard players, just to cement themselves as a top Premier League team. And it's good for Southampton. It is good news for Southampton. They don't want to be keeping these players, to be honest. They need that money to reinvest and keep this cycle going so they can eventually just start making a challenge on top 4, and they just got to keep reinvesting in that youth academy, because whatever they're doing, it is working. But moving on to the last Southampton player I'm going to talk about in this episode is Jay Rodriguez. I'll go through this one quite quickly. To Tottenham is rumoured to go to. I've got this as 6 out of 10. Tottenham are interested, but I don't think Southampton will let them all go at once. I think they'll happily let Lallana and Luke Shaw go, but they'll want to try and keep a few. They want to try and keep the balance. I think Jay Rodriguez will stay 1 more year, and I think that'll probably be it. And he'll be off to a club like Tottenham, maybe Liverpool. But it's hard to tell at the moment. But I've got that as 6 out of 10. It is possible. Tottenham are interested, but I don't think Southampton will let him go. And I don't think he's going to be as valuable as Lallana or Shaw, so they're not going to be as tempted. But going on to an old dog now. Talking about young England stars, let's go on to an old England star, Joe Cole. I believe he is a free agent. I'm not too sure actually, maybe so. Yeah, I think he is a free agent. His contract on Football Manager would have expired. He's rumoured to go to Aston Villa, and I think that is very much on the cards. Expect that one to happen. There is a lot of MLS interest. A lot of MLS clubs are after him, but I believe Joe Cole is much more interested in going to the Premier League, staying in the Premier League, and Aston Villa are offering him a good deal. Apparently, they're offering him a role, an actual chance to play, which is what Joe Cole is after. He wants to continue playing at Premier League standard. Fernando Alonso there, Jesus, Formula 1 on the mind. Going on to Fernando Torres, he's widely rumoured to leave Chelsea, especially with the arrival of Diego Costa in a subpar season for Chelsea. Everyone's saying he'll go back to Atletico Madrid. I think that would have happened by now with the Diego Costa deal. It doesn't look like he will be going to Atletico Madrid. I think Atletico Madrid would rather have a young striker, which is upsetting. We'd all love to see him playing for his old club. But I think Inter Milan is probably a lot more interest. I've got a 6 out of 10 for bullshit for Atletico Madrid because I think Inter Milan want him more, and we know Inter Milan aren't too shy about buying old boys. So I think that one's probably on the cards there. Moving on again to Arsenal, who are desperate for someone to challenge Giroud. Giroud's been a bit lazy this season, you may say, and Loic Remy will likely leave QPR. I don't think he's going to want to stay at QPR. I don't think QPR are going to want to pay his wages. Redknapp don't hang around in the transfer market. If you don't want a player, we'll get rid of him. If you want a player, we'll try and sign him, and he's very good in the transfer market. We all know that. But Arsenal look like they're going to get Loic Remy, which I think will be a fantastic signing. I think he'll probably pick Giroud to that starting lineup. They've both been very good players in League One. Remy has almost been better in League One, I think. He's been a bit more impressive in League One than Giroud, in my opinion, and he looks a bit more mobile, which is probably going to suit Arsenal's style a lot more. They're going to want a player to find space as their passing style develops. I think that one's very much on the cards. I think he'll go 3 out of 10. I'd say nothing's agreed yet. There's no progress with this deal so far. Well, there is a bit, but there's not too much in the media, I don't think. But I think it's going to happen. I think it's pretty much a done deal already, and I think this story will blow up in a couple of days, maybe. Moving on, leaving England, a lot of English stories here today, but we're doing one that isn't. I'll try and do more in future episodes. Koke, a lot of rumours of him going to Barcelona. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think Atletico are too keen on selling him. They'll try and keep him on for another year, see what happens. I don't see why he'll be desperate to leave. He won't get a very good role at Barcelona. It does make me think though, is this why Barcelona sold Fabregas? Because that was a weird one for me. I didn't understand why Barcelona got rid of Fabregas, especially as Xavi's on his way out as well. So there is that hole in midfield. So I'm not sure Koke's going to be the man. Mata's widely rumoured to go there, but I don't think he'll fit with the style. He's too forward thinking. They need that player who can just control the game, sit deep, pass it around. Koke fits the bill, but I just don't think it's going to happen. I don't think there'll be an agreement between the two parties. Talking about Barcelona, on that subject, Fabregas is on his way out. Barcelona have come out and said that. Everyone thinks he's gone to Chelsea. No, do not believe that yet. United are gonna try and nick it from under Mourinho's nose. I don't think Fabregas will be too put off by the lack of Champions League football. I think he'll believe that United will get back in there next season, especially if they sign him. So that is a very good potential move. Wenger doesn't want him. Wenger apparently has ruled himself out. Two clubs that might nick it, Bayern and City. Apparently Guardiola wouldn't mind reuniting with Cesc Fabregas, a player who is known to play very well in the Guardiola system. We saw that at Barcelona. He can play that false nine role, he can play deep in midfield. And Man City have just got the money. They're big names available, they'll jump at it, they're happy to sign it. But we've seen them calm down a lot in the recent transfer windows. They're not going out for those massive names anymore. They're sort of going for those youngsters now, you see, and those players that have got potential to improve. Keep your eye on United. United might nick this deal from Chelsea, and they'll be a lot more willing to spend more money on it, I think. It's going to come down to cesc, I think. It's going to be down to the money or the Champions League football. But I don't really think Champions League football comes into it too much, because United, if they spend big, they should be there again. It should only be a 1 year out. It depends on how Louis van Gaal does, but I don't think he'll be put off by the Champions League football. Bayern and City, I think if they do make bids, he'll definitely go to one of them, but I'm not sure how big of their interest is. That's the end of the episode, guys. Just letting you know, this is just talk around the pub. There's no major sources for this. It's just gossip with my mates. So there aren't really any sources. It's not very reliable, so don't judge on this by reliability. It's all my opinion, but judging from last transfer window series, we did alright. We did alright with our predictions. The news stories were quite reliable. The rumours were quite reliable. My ratings weren't as reliable, but the stuff I talked about was. yeah, we'll call it a day. Let me know if there's any players you want me, or rumours you want me to rate. Let me know if you've got any rumours, and let me know where you think these players should go, especially Fabregas. Let me know. I will see you later, boys. Mwah.